Welcome to You News, where you are the reporter. That is, if you contribute. So we've already had our first contributor, Annette, and we forgot to announce on the last broadcast that the first 3 contributions that we use on our broadcast will get this one-of-a-kind corn-fed life keychain.
It's beautiful.
So, Annette, you've got one coming your way. Just email us your mailing address. And we might have a contributor. We were promised a submission by Jonesy. You'll find out by the end of this cast whether he comes through with that or not. So there will be at least one left. So send us in your 1-minute clip of the news. It can be any news story you like. We like to keep them mostly on a positive, upbeat note. And we want you to include one mainstream type story. And then something that's happening in your neck of the woods. It could be on your ranch, your homestead, your apartment building. Something that's news about you.
Right, so, and it can be up to 1 minute.
Yeah.
So we're looking for 30 seconds to 1 minute. So if you don't feel like you can fill a whole minute, go for 30 seconds. That'll be fine.
Yep. So send them in and we'll pick the best ones, and it could be you.
So today's top stories, we have a Virginia man that jokes to wife about winning the lottery. Does it come true? And also
I bet it does.
Huge drought that's happening currently in China, and an unusual, very unusual friendship started by dialing the wrong number.
Wonder if it was a butt dial.
And what was your news story that you wanted to contribute, something that happened to you today?
What happened to me today?
When you're
was it exciting?
When you were taking the survey. I thought you wanted to share that with people.
Oh, yeah. So
we could start off our newscast with that story.
So as YouTube creators, YouTube from time to time sends you surveys to fill out. And I was filling out a survey today, which was long. I think I was doing it for like 20 to 30 minutes. And my favorite question, which I did a screenshot, maybe we'll overlay it here on the news story, but it said something to the effect of, what is the type of relationship that you would like to have with YouTube? And there was all these different things like my best friend, my mentor, my teacher. And then one of the bubbles was my secret lover. So YouTube wants to know if I think of them as my secret lover. So I think somebody had fun coming up with that survey.
We're going to keep you off of YouTube.
All right, so let's jump into the stories. So the Virginia man was joking with his wife about winning the lottery, and guess what happened? He won. The Virginia man promised to call his wife. She was heading out of town, and he said he would call her if he won the lottery. So when he did proceed to win the lottery to the tune of $227,000 and change, he called her, and of course she didn't believe him. It took some convincing. And the word is that she may still not believe him. But he said that this joke made it difficult to convince her that he was serious when he did call her a few days later, telling her about what he had won in the July 17th Cash 5 with easy match drawing. And he says, of course she thought I was joking. He used his family's birthdays to pick the lucky numbers. And he said he's planning to use some of his windfall to pay bills. Boring.
Come on, your wife doesn't even believe that you have the money. You can use it for anything that you want.
Right? It's like a blank check. Come on now, buddy.
So in more dire news, China has been facing quite a drought. It's been hot all across the board, all across the world, well, in the northern hemisphere this summer. Hotter than expected. It's been leading to, Craig has been telling me, quite a bit of deaths in Europe where they're not used to this hot temperature and they don't have preparations, they don't have air conditioners.
Air conditioning is highly uncommon up there.
Right. So there is no water even in the giant Yangtze River. There's no water to run these hydroelectric dams. And you can see by the pictures going that this once completely full, enormous Yangtze River is now just puddles. And so without the hydroelectric dams, there's not enough power to run these factories. And so the factories that make the processor chips, the solar panels, auto components, and other industrial goods were required to shut down or reduce activity last week to conserve power for their homes as air conditioning demand surged. Temperatures were as high as 113 degrees Fahrenheit. So air conditioning, elevators, and lights were shut off in offices and shopping malls. So there's no reprieve even if you go to the malls. It's pretty dire there. And one big thing is that the state media said that the government will try to protect the autumn grain harvest, which is 75% of China's annual total. So it is very serious over there.
Yeah, so please pray for the Chinese people. And whatever your opinions are of the Chinese government, don't confuse them for all the good, hardworking citizens of the country.
Yes.
All right. And so now we'll move to a lighter story. And this is about a wrong number leading to a 20-year friendship. Okay, so over 20 years ago, Gladys Hankerson was trying to call her sister, who lived in Maryland. But instead of dialing the 410 area code, she accidentally dialed 401. The mistake ended up connecting her to Mike Moffat from Rhode Island. At first, it was just like her saying, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she's really Southern, very hospitable, polite, very sweet. She's like, "I'm so sorry, child." And then over the next few weeks, finally, I just grabbed it and said, wait, before you go, who are you? Where are you from? What are you trying to do? And we started talking, Moffat said. Hankerson, who lives in Delray, Florida, not to be confused with Del Boca Vista, told him she had been trying to reach her sister. I told him, "I'm sorry, I was trying to call my sister." And he said, "This is Mike," Hankerson said. I said, "My son passed away." And he said, "I'm so sorry." And he talked real nice to me. And I talked real nice to him. And after that, I had his phone number, and I put it down on paper, and I always called him. So the two stayed in touch by phone over the years, chatting about their children. And after years of talking, the pair finally met up after Thanksgiving. After their meeting, Moffat shared the photo of him and Hankerson in a Facebook post that's been shared more than 800 times, writing, "There are incredible people in this world that are a wrong number phone call away."
That's amazing.
20-year friendship.
That's the key to making friends. We just need to dial up
Start dialing wrong numbers.
A bunch of random numbers and striking up conversations. I bet you'd be good at that. Okay, so gas prices are headed downwards again. And
Yay.
The national gas price average is $3.86 a gallon. And the highest average is, what state do you think that is in?
Hawaii.
Of course, it's always Hawaii. And it's $5.31 a gallon. However, Arkansas wins the day again, and they are at the lowest average in their state at $3.38 per gallon.
Very good. Nice to see the gas coming down. If you think about it, we now see $3 and change, and we're like so relieved. But it wasn't that long ago that it was well under $3 a gallon.
Right, where you'd look at $3.38 a gallon and think, "Oh no,
that's so expensive."
Yeah,
but that's the new norm, as they say. The new Norm Macdonald.
The new level to settle for.
And now, with a report from Down Under, straight from Tasmania, we've got Jonesy. Go ahead, Jonesy.
Hi everyone, it is Jonesy reporting from Tasmania. Good news, Neil the seal has left the beach in search of his seasonal mate. It is breeding season for the wonderful elephant seals, and Neil the seal has been hanging out with the local kids doing his thing. Well, he's disappeared, and it's good for the environment. Let's see Neil the seal, he can go. Hey, magpie season, it is magpie attack season. Be aware of magpies on the east coast. It is breeding season and the males do attack. Monkeys in the park. A thief scaled a razor-wide fence to steal coin donations. But little did he know, there's a bit of karma here, little did he know the monkeys have a huge hepatitis problem. So all the cuts and grazes that the young bloke got from jumping the fence, they're very concerned. So he should report to the local hospital. The reports are coming in saying, please report, it is for your health and well-being. So don't jump fences into the monkeys in the park. Scientists in Australia have been given a $10 million grant, to try to resurrect the extinct Tasmanian tiger. The Tasmanian tiger has been extinct for almost 100 years. It is a striped carnivorous marsupial, and it is like a big dog, but it has a huge disjointed jaw, which can really... I'll just check out the photos. Who knows if this thing could happen? We could have woolly mammoths in the future. Snake Island, a fisherman fell off a boat, swam ashore to an island in Queensland, and would luck have it for him? He thought he was lucky, but no. He landed on Snake Island, where there is no predators to the snakes, and there are thousands and thousands of snakes were looking at him as a tasty morsel. So he jumped back in the water, and he was finally rescued, but only in Australia. This is Jonesy. Back to you, cornfed.
Thanks, Jonesy. That's all we have time for today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and be sure and subscribe so that you won't miss another episode of...
What is this called?
You News.
You News. And thanks for joining our first actual in-studio cast. The last couple were just voiceovers, which we will still do occasionally. If we have time, we like to sit down and talk to you face to face. But sometimes you'll get our little country walk scenery, but always the greatest news stories to get your day going right. So thanks for watching, and God bless.